How can employers ensure that employees with additional jobs do not exceed safe working limits, especially when they already work 40 hours a week in their primary role?
Okay, so this falls under the working time regulations, and it's an employer's responsibility to ensure that an employee conforms with the working time regulations. So if you are that primary employer, let's put the burden on the employee to inform us as to any additional jobs. Let's have a look at their hours that they're working for ourselves and the hours that they're working elsewhere. Let's see if we can make any adjustments potentially to their working pattern to make sure that they fall below and fall within the working time regulations. And ultimately, you want a policy that outlines this. You want to put the burden onto the employee to inform us as the employer as to any changes within their working life. I would also recommend writing into that policy, what I'll be asking the employer as well is, how is it that we're recording people's level of work? Do we require them to clock in, to clock out? We should ultimately be training our staff on these requirements and what the potential implications should be as well. Have a policy on overtime as well. What does that look like? Is it paid? Is it unpaid? If you're at this level of work, can you? Does it need to be approved by a manager? Again, I think that all of this relates back to a policy. And what I would always be speaking to with employers, and the question I would ask is, what systems do you have in place to record this? So again, I think there are pragmatic ways in which to deal with it, but let's make sure that we're not putting anyone at a detriment, certainly our service users, through people that are entirely overworked.